What happens when a quiet girl in worn-out sneakers becomes the target of public humiliation? No one saw it coming when her silence turned into the most powerful answer. What happened next left the entire gym in stunned silence. Let me set the scene. And trust me, you're gonna feel this one. It's a cold, damp Saturday morning in March. One of those mornings where the clouds just refuse to break like they've got an attitude. The wind cuts sideways and your knees know the weather before the forecast does. But inside Winslow High's gymnasium, the air is heavy with warmth. Not the kind that comes from the heating vents, which barely work, but that old school do something good warmth. That warmth you only get when folks come together for something that ain't about them. It's the school's annual Give Back Day, a volunteer run event where students donate gently used clothes to those in need. You got kids handing over jackets they outgrew, boots that barely got worn, even a few bags of canned goods on the side table. There's soft chatter, music playing from someone's Bluetooth speaker, and folding tables lined up in rows with piles of winter coats, scarves, and shoes stacked like little mountains of forgotten kindness. And right there, dead center in the room, is Layla Brooks. Now, let me tell you about Layla. She's 15, dark-skinned, hair in tight coils pulled back with a frayed headband. She's not flashy, she's not loud, but you feel her when she walks in a room. She carries herself like somebody who's seen enough to know better than to speak just to be heard. She's sitting on the floor, knees crossed, fixing a hole in a mitten with a needle and thread. Not her mitten, somebody else's. Somebody who might need it when that hawkwind starts slicing again next week. Her fingers move quick, like she's done this before, because she has. Her mother taught her how to sew when she was 8, said, "In this world, baby, if you can fix something instead of throwing it away, you've already got more power than most." Layla's got on a pair of jeans with worn knees, a hoodie with the name of a summer camp that doesn't exist anymore, and shoes. Lord, those shoes. Some old canvas sneakers beat to the core. The logo on the side, gone. The soles, separating like they're filing for divorce. But they're spotless, because Layla, despite what folks assume, keeps herself and her things clean. No holes in her pride, even if there are holes in her socks. She doesn't ask for anything. She's not there to take. She's there to give, quietly, gently, with care. And then, wait, you actually wear those? The words cut through the music like a bad chord. Layla glances over her shoulder, and yep, there they are, Jalen, Kira, and Samantha. Now, these girls, picture the kind of teenagers who treat the hallway like a runway, and everybody else like unpaid extras. Their outfits scream mall money. Their phones, newer than next week. Their attitudes, expensive. They're not here to help. They're here to be seen helping. Kira's got her lips twisted like she just sniffed something sour. "Those shoes look like they came out the ground," she says, laughing way too loud. Samantha joins in, flicking her glossy nails. "That shirt's older than my auntie. What, you thrifted it from a history museum?" Jalen? Oh, Jalen's the ringleader. The one who always smiles with her eyes closed, that fake, bless your heart energy. She leans forward with a smirk that could curdle milk. "Be real, Layla. Why you here? This event is for giving, not for people who need the donations more than the donation bins." You ever feel a room get colder, even when nobody else notices? Layla just stares for a second, calm, collected. But that fire, it's in her jaw, locked tight. She threads one last stitch into the mitten, ties it off, and finally looks up. "I'm here to help," she says, voice low but weighty. "Not everyone can afford new things. That doesn't mean you get to treat them like trash." Phew, you could have heard a toothpick drop. But did that stop them? Not a chance. They laugh, that nasty laugh. The kind of laugh that says, "We got the crowd and you ain't in it." Later that afternoon, Layla's phone buzzes. Jalen's posted a video on TikTok. It's Layla, hunched over a pile of clothes, sewing. The caption, "Back to the future, but stuck in the past." They added a grainy black and white filter and some fake violin music in the background. It blows up. By Monday, everyone's seen it. And not just seen it, shared it. Kids start clapping when Layla walks into class. Not to praise her, to mock her. "Y'all make way. Here comes the fashion icon of 1963. Hey, Layla, sew me a new hoodie while you're at it?" Even the boys, the same ones who used to joke with her at lunch, won't make eye contact. She's become that girl, the walking punchline. In the bathroom, Layla locks herself in the last stall. She pulls out her phone, watches the video, once, twice, 3 times. Her reflection in the scratched mirror stares back. Same hoodie, same tired shoes, same quiet strength. But her eyes? Not soft anymore. There's heat there now. Something's shifting. See, it's always funny. Until it's not. It's all jokes. Until the girl they're clowning on decides she's done being the target. Let me tell you what a week of silence feels like when the whole room's talking. Just not to you. It's been 7 days since they dragged Layla's name through the mud and hit post like it was just another cute little video. And you know what? The internet may move fast, but shame likes to stick around. At Winslow High, Layla became invisible. And somehow, even more visible at the same time. No one said her name, but everybody knew it. Whispers behind lockers, side eyes in the hallway, snickers at her back. They started drawing on her locker, not with art, no, but with dumb little sketches of shoes taped together and cartoon characters wearing rags. One day, someone taped a clown face with her initials underneath. Real creative, right? And the seats in class? Suddenly, everybody had a reason not to sit next to her. Oh, I need to sit closer to the board. I get distracted by that side of the room. I think Layla's got my seat. Please, even the teachers saw it. That kind of tension don't go unnoticed. But they just blinked slow and looked the other way, like ignoring a fire could put it out. So Layla did what she always does. She held her head up and said nothing. But, make no mistake, she felt everything. And then came gym class. Now, gym used to be her peace. A place where she could move, breathe, exist without too much noise. But that day, the curriculum changed. They rolled out a brand new unit, self-defense, and you know what that means. New instructors, new eyes watching, and all kinds of fake enthusiasm from kids who just wanted an excuse to toss somebody around. The gym teacher, Mr. Randall, wasn't doing much but blowing his whistle and acting important. The real work was coming from the guest coach, a tall black woman in a fitted athletic suit who looked like she did not play games. Not with kids, not with adults, not with gravity. We're going to start with basic shoulder grabs, she said. How to break free, how to protect your space. Layla, quiet as usual, lined up with the rest. When it came time to pair off, folks immediately flocked to their besties and favorites. In less than 10 seconds, everyone had a partner. Everyone but Layla. Mr. Randall noticed, tried to scan the room like maybe he missed somebody, but before he could say anything, here came Jalen. Oh no, I don't do germs, she said, her voice cutting like cold butter, especially not the vintage kind. You know the kind of laugh that rolls across a room like cheap perfume? That's what followed. And Randall, the grown man in charge, he pretended not to hear a thing. Layla didn't flinch, didn't beg. She just took a step back, moved to the side of the mat, and started mimicking the moves on her own. Her arms moved smooth, her balance tight. While the other students flopped around like they were fighting ghosts, she was locked in, precise, controlled, focused. The guest coach noticed. She walked over, arms crossed. You trained before? No, Layla said without looking up. Could have fooled me. You move like someone who knows what she's doing. Layla just gave a small nod, then kept it pushing. After class, she was the first one to change and the first one out. No locker room drama, no small talk. She had somewhere else to be. That night, she stepped into a dimly lit gym 3 blocks past where the buses stopped running. The kind of place with paint peeling off the walls, duct tape on the mats, and more soul than any shiny fitness center downtown. This wasn't a hobby spot. This was where you learned something about your body, about your mind, about how to survive when the world don't care what happens to you. Mr. Hayden was already waiting, gray at the temples, posture like a former Marine, which he was. He didn't say hello. 3 minutes late, Brooks. Sorry, sir, she says, tying her wraps. He nodded once, that was all. In that space, Layla shed her school day like a heavy coat. No whispers, no TikToks, no clown faces, just the slap of her gloves on the bag, the sharp breath in her chest, the fluid rhythm of movement. Jab, step, block, turn, throw. This was where she breathed. Mr. Hayden watched her from the corner of the room, arms folded. When she was done, he signaled for her to sit. Still getting it at school? She nodded. You know you could... I know, not yet. He didn't argue, just gave her the silence she needed. But the thing about injustice, it don't slow down just because you're tired. The next day at school, somebody shoved old, dirty clothes into her backpack and taped a note to the outside. You forgot your wardrobe. In the bathroom between second and third period, a group of girls locked her in the stall and cut the lights. Nothing physical, just the message. You don't belong here. Layla never said a word. She walked out. And that night, she hit the gym harder than ever. Each punch against the bag had names, had faces, had weight. By Friday, the whole school was buzzing. Some kind of low-key sparring tournament was happening between homerooms, unofficial, nothing serious. Just a chance to let off steam before finals. Layla wasn't signed up, but apparently somebody added her name, slid it onto the bracket like a little joke. Nobody told her. They just waited to see if she'd show up, or run. So when the announcement came, loud on the mic, Layla Brooks, you're up next. Center mat. The room froze. Jalen's voice rang out like always. Oh, really? Brooks? What's she gonna do? Hem the gloves. Laughter, phones came out, cameras ready. Layla stepped forward, no words, no grin, just steady steps across the gym floor like it was any other day. And guess who was standing across from her? Jalen, fresh gym shoes, new gloves, confidence dripping off her like perfume. She bounced on her heels like this was just another chance to be seen. Layla didn't bounce. She stood still, silent, eyes locked. The coach gave the signal. The room leaned in. Gong. And with that, everything changed. Let me tell you what silence feels like when it's earned. The gym is packed. Shoulders huddled, phones raised, kids whispering like they're at a concert instead of a school sparring match. But the vibe? Different. Thick. Expectant. Layla stands still, eyes forward, hands calm at her sides. She's not bouncing on her toes. She's not posturing. She's centered, like a stone in the middle of a storm. Across from her, Jalen. She's bouncing, flashing that grin. Gloves tight, shoes fresh, confidence high. The kind of a high that comes from never being told no. The referee gives the signal. Gong, and Jalen comes flying. No strategy, no technique, just raw, messy energy. She throws her shoulder forward, slamming into Layla, and hard. Not legal, not clean, but loud. The crowd gasps. Layla takes the hit, steps back, absorbs it, face like water, still unbothered. Yo, you gonna fight or just model the mat? Someone from the crowd yells. Laughter follows, nervous, hungry. Jalen charges again, swinging wild. This time, Layla shifts. 1, she ducks. The punch misses. 2, she blocks, quiet, efficient. 3, she turns. Hips, shoulders, center. Jalen flies. Her back hits the mat with a loud, echoing slap. The gym, silent. Even the phones stop recording, just for a beat. Layla steps back. She doesn't pose, doesn't smirk. She simply waits, like someone who's been here before and didn't come to impress anybody. Jalen scrambles to her feet, cheeks red, fists clenching. Her pride's been bruised, and now she wants payback. She rushes Layla again, but this time sloppier, angrier. Layla doesn't even raise a fist. She steps aside, graceful, like she's dancing to music only she can hear. Then, a pivot, quick, quiet. Her arm wraps, her body rotates. Smooth as breath. Boom! Jalen hits the mat again. Harder this time. No trash talk, no swagger. Layla just stands. That's when the coach finally steps in. Stop! Even Mr. Randall. Just the same teacher who looked the other way all week. Looks like he just watched gravity break its own rules. He walks over, jaw tight, eyes wide. Where did you learn to move like that? Layla just looks at him. No answer. No explanation. She doesn't owe him one. Someone in the back slowly lowers their phone. The video, already recording, cuts off with a shaky hand and a whisper. Yo, did you see that? Because what just happened? It wasn't a fight. It was a reminder. A few days pass, and guess what starts making rounds online? That same clip. Layla dropping Jalen twice, calm as Sunday morning. But this time, the caption reads, "Don't judge the book. She wrote the book." Not a joke, not a roast, a lesson. and it spreads fast. By Wednesday, kids who wouldn't look at Layla last week are suddenly nodding at her in the halls. Some still quiet, awkward, unsure how to act. Others come up softly, almost embarrassed. "Hey, I didn't know, I'm sorry." Even Kira, makeup lighter, voice softer, stops her near the lockers. "I shouldn't have laughed. You didn't deserve that." No excuses, no fake smiles, just truth. And Layla, she hears it, accepts it, but doesn't bend for it. Later that week, Miss Harper, the teacher who ran the charity drive, calls Layla into her office. "You reminded this school what dignity really looks like, and you did it without ever lowering yourself to their level. That's strength, Layla. Don't forget that." Layla nods. She already knows. Saturday rolls back around. Another community drive, same gym, same tables, same clothes. And there she is again. Layla Brooks, same old sneakers, same hoodie, still mending gloves with needle and thread. But this time, she's not sitting alone. A group of students joins her, folding shirts, sorting piles, smiling. Not at her, but with her. She doesn't say much, just works. Quiet, steady, unshakable. Because here's the truth nobody teaches enough. Real strength isn't in how hard you hit. It's in how long you hold your peace, until the moment calls for thunder. And when that moment comes, you let the silence speak louder than any scream.